Okay, to make your virtual lab notebook, you're going to go to Google, click on Slides, and open a blank presentation. We want to change the format here. So I'm going to change the layout so that it's blank. And we're going to change the orientation. We're going to go over to File. Change the name of it. I happen to do a reflection journal for science class, but this can be used for any class. I'm going to go down to Page Setup, click on Widescreen, change it to Custom, and then change it to 8.5 by 11. Make sure it's on inches, and voila. Now to make it look a little more like a science lab notebook that we use here at school, I'm going to use this image, search, and put what I want for the front page. I'm going to grab this one here, insert it, and I'm going to drag it so it opens up and covers the entire page. I only do this for the first slide. I'm going to add text boxes in here so that students can write in this and make it their own when they make their own copy. We'll go over that in a few minutes. I do separate text boxes. You could do them all the same. It doesn't matter. You're going to make this your very own anyway. And I do the 3 separate ones so that they can use the 3 separate lines on the front of this composition notebook. That's the only reason for that. So here, of course, you'd put the student name. They'll make it their own. I just put these words in here so that they had an example of what to do when they go in and use the notebook. I like to have them put the class name in here. You could have them put the block. You could have them put any of the descriptors you want in here. These are just my examples that I use. And that's it for the cover. We don't usually do a whole lot of anything else with that, so we go and add a new slide. Now, because this is a science notebook, I put in lab safety at the beginning of mine for those students that are new to my courses. And just an example of what could go in here for that lab safety when you create your own notebook. I also like to use videos for lab safety, so I would put a hyperlink in there to a YouTube video about lab safety. I have a few that I use depending on the age group. The table of contents is probably the most important one for organization for the student, but definitely for the teacher as well, because we're going to show students how to put hyperlinks in here so that you don't have to go through every single slide every time you're looking for a lab or a different section of a reading or whatever it is you're going to score that day. So I'm going to highlight this and then 2-finger click. I'm going to go down to link. I'm going to go and click on slides in this presentation because I want to link it to another slide. And I'm going to link that to slide 2, lab safety. And there it is. Now when you click on that in your students' copies of this notebook, that's what's going to show up. And when you show your students how to do this, it makes it so much easier for you to go find the latest lab or latest writing that they've done in there, the latest reflection. So I'm going to add another slide just to put another example in there. And this is where I would put their first lab. Just a quick descriptor. And I would, of course, fill this in with with the lab, I would want them to do either with a hyperlink that they can go to in Google Docs, or I would put the actual lab in this notebook so that they can write right in here and complete tables and whatever I need them to do. So here I'm going to put a hyperlink to that as their first lab. Same way, we're going to highlight that, highlight it, 2-finger click, link, slides in this presentation, and then I'm going to look for that slide. What I like about Google Slides notebooks is they automatically update, so you don't have to go hunting for anything or make something up as you go. I can see this being used for English classes, for history classes, anything where you want kids to do reflection. You can put prompts in there. Sharing is important. You want to make sure students are only a viewer, and that way they can't change your original. They have to make their own copy. So you copy that link and you put it in on your Google Classroom or send it to them in an email or however you want them to access the original one.